Alright, now the next section is going to be singing the tone and checking it, and then when you are correct, you're going to use a script, and I'll put that script in the description box. Okay, let me make sure I get it so I can at least say it to you once or twice so that you'll understand what I'm talking about when I say the script. Okay, now when you sing the tone, once you're ready to test yourself, you quieted your mind, and you sing the tone, then you check yourself by playing the tone on your instrument to make sure that you've got it accurately, or that you've landed on the tone that you meant to sing. When you're correct, you're going to use the script. Now this script needs to be said after you get it correct, not whenever you don't get it correct. You only say this when you do get it correct, and this is like a positive reinforcement. So that way you can more quickly internalize the information within yourself and embed this information inside of you. So basically you say, thank you. I appreciate the fact that I have now internalized and embedded this tone, and then you sing whatever the tone is and you play it at the same time on your instrument permanently on my subconscious and conscious mind now for easy recall and tone identification. I effortlessly recognize this tone. Then you do it again. Now. Now when you say now at the end, you say it as a command. So you're telling your brain, now I have this. So let me give you a quick little example of what it would sound like when you were to play a tone. We're going to use B for this. So it would be thank you. I appreciate the fact that I have now internalized and embedded this tone B permanently on my subconscious and conscious mind now for easy recall and tone identification. I effortlessly recognize this tone B now. Now is a command which will tell your brain, your conscious and your subconscious mind, that you have internalized this tone. Okay, and do this every time you actually are accurate on any of these tones, and I would say just do it for the week, so that way you can feel more comfortable and it helps internalize it much more quicker. Or do it until you feel completely confident that there is no way you're ever gonna miss it. Now this is the basic portion of the whole course. So, but for those who are actually musicians and have been studying it, it'll open up everything else much more quickly and easily. Now the reason for this, I actually brought this in from a different field. When I came up with this course, it wasn't through music. I wasn't trying to learn 12 tones as a musician. I actually brought it in from a different field, and this is actually hypnotic language as well as a positive affirmation. When you actually say I appreciate the fact I have now internalized and embedded, what you're doing is you're impressing upon your brain that this is a fact. This is something that has now happened when you get it correctly. You just have to keep practicing it in order for it to become second nature. Much like when basketball players, you see them standing at the free throw line and they're like this without having a ball in their hand. What they're doing is they've already programmed their bodies and their minds for a certain goal. And when they do that, they're visualizing themselves reaching this goal, and that's why they do this body mechanic. They've already programmed themselves to do this. What you're doing with this is programming yourself to be able to accurately name the tones. So when you tell yourself that this is a fact, that you've already internalized it and embedded it in your brain, then your brain's saying, okay, it's a done deal, right? And then you mention this tone, which you have just done, and then you sing it and play it again to reinforce what you already know. And you tell yourself permanently on your subconscious and conscious mind now. So not only can you consciously hear it, you already know that it's an internal thing within you. And because of the fact that you can hear it before you even start testing yourself, it just reinforces it on your brain. Okay, now You're also letting yourself know that it's easy to recall this information, and it's easy for tone identification. So later on, when you start practicing somebody else playing the tone, you'll be able to hear the tone and identify it much quicker. The effortlessly recognize the tone, or this tone, and then you play it again, means that when somebody else plays it, not only can you identify it, you can recognize it much easier. You'll know real quickly. It's just another way to overlap the information. And then when you give yourself the command, now, your brain says, okay. Kind of like when you tell your brain, if any of you have ever used your internal clock to wake up, this is the same thing. You're telling your brain, this is what I need you to do for me, do it. And when you believe that your brain can do it, it actually does it for you. Okay, so I actually approached this using a different field of study, hypnosis, positive affirmation, neuro-linguistic programming, and that's how I was able to look at this and say, oh, that's easy. I believe I could do that, and then I started thinking of how I can actually apply it, and it became very simple. And so I was able to come up with all this information, but I approached it from a different field. And this is why just picking 12 songs and trying to memorize them doesn't work. You have to pick something that actually means something to you, that's inside you, that causes you to have an emotional reaction, something that's already embedded within you, and all we're doing is bringing it out. Okay? So make sure that when you sing the tone, you check it. When you're correct, you use the script, and I'll put the script inside in the description box. But remember to emphasize on certain parts. So I'm going to read it one more time. Thank you, and you're telling this for yourself. So this way, you make yourself feel good. I did something great for myself. Thank you. You say thank you to somebody else, and somebody else does something good for you. You say the same thing to yourself. Thank you. I appreciate the fact that I have now internalized and embedded this tone permanently on my subconscious and conscious mind now for easy recall and tone identification. I effortlessly recognize this tone now. Got it? Good. Make sure you say it that way and you feel it when you're saying it, because this is going to be very, very important.